can you reference a source correctly when you don't have all of the information? Referencing can be tricky enough when you do have all of the information. Fear not, I'm going to set out exactly what to do when you're missing source information in APA referencing, including author names, titles, dates of publication, and page numbers. Most of the time, when a source doesn't name an individual author, you can cite a group author instead. This refers to the company, organization, or department that produced the source. For example, the APA style guide itself doesn't have an individual author, so if we wanted to cite it, we would have to cite the American Psychological Association instead. In this example, consistent style is important, American Psychological Association 2020. If a group author has a long name and you need to cite it repeatedly, you can abbreviate it on your first citation. You can then use this abbreviation in all later citations. But make sure to use the full organization name in your reference list entry. What about if a source truly has no author to name? While this may be rare, APA style recommends using the title in place of the author name in this case. How you present the title in the citation will depend on a few things. For books and other standalone sources, titles should be italicized. For shorter works, such as articles, the title should be placed in quotation marks. In both cases, you should use title case for the titles, which includes capitalizing all major words. In addition, longer titles should be shortened in your citations. In your reference list, sources like this should be presented using the usual formatting rules, which includes using sentence case for the titles. The only difference being that the title of the source moves to the start of your reference list entry in place of the author surname. If you can't find a date of publication for a source, use ND. This abbreviation is short for no date. This applies to both citations and reference list entries. What about sources without a title? Occasionally, you might find an untitled work that you want to cite. In these cases, you should provide a short description of the source in square brackets in place of the title. So, in the example of an untitled painting, you can include in place of the title a short description in square brackets, finger painting of elderly lady in party hat. If an untitled source also lacks an author, you can use a shortened version of this description in your citations, but be very sure to check carefully for these details before you leave them out. Sources without page numbers. When quoting a source in APA referencing, you would usually include page numbers. However, some sources, such as websites, don't have page numbers. So in that case, what are you to do? The answer here depends on what will help your reader find the quote in the source. For shorter texts, this might mean counting the number of paragraphs and citing a paragraph number. Alternatively, you might need to cite a section title. For longer, more complex works, you might need to cite a section title and a paragraph number. For audiovisual works, such as video or a podcast, you can cite a time code. This means citing the exact time that the quote occurs in your source. For example, a quote from 23 minutes and 12 seconds into a podcast can be cited 23:12. All of the tips in this video should help you handle missing information in APA style. However, if you have any more specific questions, let me know in the comments, and don't forget, check out the APA playlist, which attempts to cover all of the facets of writing, referencing, and formatting in APA style. Your writing, proof.